What if I told you that the very first thing you eat each morning could be slowly sabotaging your energy, your muscles, and yes, even your performance in the bedroom? If you're over 60 and you've been feeling more sluggish, noticing weaker erections, maybe even some numbness or that frustrating lack of drive you used to have, don't be so quick to blame it all on aging. Because the real culprit might just be sitting on your breakfast plate right now. Most men have no idea that their morning food choices are either supporting blood flow to the groin, or silently choking it off. And here's the kicker, nearly all of them are missing out on one incredibly simple food that could flip the switch back on. Hey there, I'm a men's health specialist. I've spent over 30 years helping guys in their 60s, 70s, even 80s, reclaim their energy, their confidence, and their performance. And here's what I've seen over and over again, your body wants to heal. It wants to restore circulation, muscle strength, and vitality, but you've got to give it the right fuel. Not pills. Not potions. Real food. And that starts with 5 very ordinary morning foods, foods you probably already have in your kitchen, that can transform your lower body circulation and restore the strength you thought was gone. In today's video, I'm going to walk you through exactly how to use them. You'll learn how to naturally increase blood flow down there, how to strengthen your pelvic muscles for endurance and control, and how to feel confident again, without drugs, side effects, or embarrassment. And listen, be sure to stick with me to the very end, because I'm going to reveal one strange but powerful breakfast combo that's helping men see real results in under a week. Before we dive in, let me ask you something. If you're serious about reclaiming your health, your energy, and the confidence that comes with it, take a second and hit that subscribe button. Tap the bell so you never miss a video made specifically for men over 60. And if you're already feeling seen by this message, drop a 1 in the comments so I know you're with me. If not, type 0, I read every single one, and your feedback helps shape better content for our community. Like what you're hearing? Give it a like, leave a comment, and share this video with a friend, brother, or son who needs to hear this too. Alright, let's get into it. Let's start with something that's probably sitting in your fridge right now. You've seen it 100 times. You've eaten it without thinking. But it might just be the most overlooked superfood for male health out there. Whole eggs. For years, eggs were unfairly demonized, called cholesterol bombs, pushed off the plate by bad science. But here's what we now know. If you're a man over 60 and you're not eating whole eggs regularly, you might be starving your body of exactly what it needs to restore blood flow, repair muscle tissue, and reawaken performance. Especially the yolk, that golden center, it's packed with natural compounds that support the deep pelvic muscles. These are the same muscles responsible for blood flow, balance, bladder control, and yes, sexual function. As circulation declines with age, those muscles are the first to weaken. But when you give them the right fuel, at the right time, the difference is night and day. Not just physically, but emotionally. You start feeling like you again. Take Richard, one of my patients. He's 67. Told me he hadn't woken up with any signs of life in over 2 years. No pills. No procedures. We just made one small change, 2 boiled eggs every morning. That's it. 4 weeks later, he called me up. I could hear the disbelief in his voice. "Doc," he said, "I woke up like I was 40 again." That's not a miracle. That's what happens when you finally give your body what it's been missing. Now, let me guess, maybe you're thinking, alright, I'll eat some eggs, but is that really enough? Not by itself. See, the next mistake I see men making every day is skipping breakfast, or worse, eating something that spikes blood sugar, inflames the arteries, and cuts off circulation to the very areas you want to improve. I'm talking about things like sugary cereal, white toast, or just grabbing a cup of coffee and calling it a meal. But what if I told you there's a humble, old-school breakfast that can literally scrub out your arteries, restore blood flow, and dramatically improve your stamina? That's exactly what happened to Henry. He was in his early 70s, recently retired, and said he felt like his body was shutting down. Just walking up the stairs was hard. Intimacy with his wife? Nearly gone. I told him to toss the cereal. Start his morning with a warm bowl of oats, a spoon of chia seeds, a handful of blueberries, and just a dash of cinnamon. Within 2 weeks, his legs felt lighter. By week 4, he was waking up with more energy. And I don't just mean his mood. He laughed and said, "Doc, I didn't think a bowl of oats could do that." But it can. Because the first thing you eat each morning tells your body what kind of day you're going to have. Will it be a sluggish day with tight blood vessels and low energy? Or will it be a day of strong, open circulation, where your muscles, nerves, and everything else starts to come alive again? A slice of watermelon. Now, I know what you're thinking, watermelon? That's just summer fruit, right? But let me tell you something that's going to change the way you look at that juicy red flesh forever. Because inside watermelon, especially that light-colored part near the rind, is a powerful amino acid called L-citrulline. Once inside your body, citrulline converts into L-arginine, which then stimulates nitric oxide production. That's the same compound pharmaceutical ED pills try to boost. But this isn't coming from a pill bottle. This is from real food. From nature. And guess what? It works fast. I've had men come back in just a few days and say, "Doc, something's waking up down there." They're not imagining it. That's improved blood flow. Stronger morning erections. More sensitivity. More confidence. Like my patient Bill. 2 weeks after adding a few slices of watermelon to his mornings, he calls me laughing. "Doc," he said, half joking, "I don't know if it's the watermelon or just the fact I'm finally eating breakfast, but something's definitely stirring down below." We laughed, but I knew exactly what was happening. That little jolt he felt? It was his blood vessels opening back up. Nitric oxide doing its thing. His circulation, the same system that had been slipping away with age, was waking up. Here's how to do it right. Eat your watermelon on an empty stomach, or right before breakfast. Just a few slices. And here's a little secret, the white part of the rind? That's where the citrulline is most concentrated. It might not be sweet, but it's powerful. Blend it into a smoothie. Chew it raw. Whatever it takes, get it in. Because if you're tired of pills, side effects, and expensive treatments, this is your chance to give your body something real. Something it knows how to use. But we're not done yet. If you're ready to take this even further, lock in that morning energy, reinforce your balance, and prep your muscles for the day, don't skip the next food. It's warm. It's earthy. And when you pair it with one key mineral, it becomes one of the most powerful breakfast tools I've ever recommended. Sweet potatoes. Yeah, I get it. Most guys hear this and go, "Sweet potatoes? For circulation?" But think about it, when you wake up, your muscles, especially the ones in your legs, pelvis, and down below, are depleted. Your nerves are running low. Your blood vessels need minerals. What you feed your body in that first hour can either set the tone for stamina and strength, or more decline. That's where a warm half of a steamed sweet potato with a sprinkle of Celtic sea salt comes in. Here's why it works. Sweet potatoes provide complex carbs that slowly release energy, no sugar crash, just steady fuel. Celtic salt, not table salt, is raw, unprocessed, and rich in 80+ trace minerals your blood vessels, muscles, and nerves are begging for. It supports hydration, nerve function, and blood pressure, without any harsh spikes or drops. I remember Thomas, 70 years old. His legs felt heavy every morning. Numbness. Tension. Nothing seemed to work. No pill. No massage. All I had him do was start each day with half a sweet potato, a big glass of warm water, and a dash of mineral salt before his usual breakfast. 3 days later, he calls me, almost in shock. "Doc," he said, I stood up without holding onto the nightstand. "I feel lighter." He was smiling again. And more importantly, he believed in his body again. That's what this is about. Not gimmicks. Not trends. This is about real food. Real fuel. Real results. You've got the tools now. But they only work if you use them. So here's what matters. Tomorrow morning, take one small step. Maybe it's 2 eggs with the yolks. Maybe it's oatmeal with chia seeds, cinnamon, and blueberries. Maybe it's watermelon, or half a sweet potato with a pinch of mineral salt. It doesn't have to be complicated. It just has to happen. Because the first hour after you wake up is a golden opportunity. Your blood vessels are responsive. Your muscles are hungry for nutrients. This is when the healing starts. Or when decline continues. And no, you won't wake up tomorrow feeling like a 25-year-old again. But give it a few days. You might feel more energy in your legs. A little more warmth where it counts. A steadier walk. A stronger response in the bedroom. You might even sleep better. And more than anything, you might feel something you haven't felt in a long time, hope. And if there's a voice in your head saying, "It's too late for me," I'm here to tell you, it's not. I've seen men in their 60s, 70s, even late 80s, turn it around. Not with pills. Not with expensive treatments. But by simply taking back control of their mornings. So here's the real question. Will you? Will you let another day slip by? Or will you be the man who says, "Today, I'm doing something about it"? If this video lit a spark in you, if even one part made you think, "This could help me," don't keep it to yourself. Share it with a brother. A friend. A father. A husband. Because too many men are suffering in silence. And now? You know there's another way. And if you're ready to take control of your mornings, your circulation, and your confidence, smash that subscribe button, give this video a like, and turn on the bell so you never miss another life-changing tip for men over 60. And before you go, drop a comment below that says, "I'm ready." Let's build a community of men who aren't giving up. Who are choosing strength, energy, and vitality, one morning at a time. Because this isn't the end of your story. It's just the beginning of a brand new chapter.